Hello, today we have another amazing client interview with Yasser Al-Hamidi. Now, before the program, Yasser had one or two fellowships on his resume. These are just unpaid experiences through companies. He had worked at a gas station, but he had no paid or even unpaid software engineering experience. And after the program, we got Yasser an amazing internship at M&T Bank. And in fact, I want to read out the message he sent me because this honestly warmed my heart to see this. In Yasser's own words, he says, "This program truly changed my life. There have been many benefits and lessons learned just from using the knowledge that you thought. I can honestly say that I would have never got this internship without your help. So once again, thank you so much." And honestly, it warms my heart to read that message. And this is frankly why I do this. So without further ado, let's hear from Yasser Al-Hamidi. Yasser, I believe you began the program in July or something. It was around the summer period. So
Yeah.
kind of going into where were you? What was your degree? What was your background? Had you done any internships before? And how did you feel about the whole software engineering job acquisition process?
So I just finished my second year of college and I had the IBM fellowship. So and no internships at all. So that's what I had going into the summer. I joined in like the middle of the fellowship. Um and ultimately, yeah, I knew like I already decided that this was the path that I wanted to take. It was more so how I'm going to get there. And I've watched like many of your videos from like my freshman year to so like it's already I've already I was already like familiar with you. And so yeah, I after I saw yeah, I had no internships. After I saw you one of your videos, I think it was the um you were explaining how to get an internship, how you would get an internship in 2024. And I watched that one, and then I remember seeing a link to join your group. And I knew it was saying like you don't work with a lot of people, you may not get a response. So I just filled it out, and I got an email back from you, and then we got on that call. I remember to explain like what's going to be in the program, like the cost and all that, the pricing. And I think I just like I don't know, I felt like it was definitely the right path. As far as like getting internships, I wasn't really doing anything except just cold applying. Like that's literally it. And that wasn't getting me anywhere. So I knew that I had to, invest in myself to be able to get to the next level. And so that's why I decided to go into your program. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes a lot of sense, man. Kind of tell me a bit about how did you feel about the process? I know you mentioned how you were in this IBM fellowship. You kind of were struggling to get that internship. You didn't have any other paid ones before. But kind of tell me, I guess, like before we move on to some other stuff, how did you feel about the process? Did you feel like, hey, this is definitely going to work out? Did you feel like I'm kind of lost? I don't know what to do. What was your thought process behind getting an internship earlier this summer?
Yeah. So when I joined the program, I was joining your like weekly calls. We were setting up the LinkedIn, we were setting up the resumes, like and all that. So I think like I really like the LinkedIn I didn't even have a LinkedIn. And within like the first week, I already had a pretty decent resume and the LinkedIn. So like from there, I was like, oh, like I just improved in 1 week more than I did in like 2 years, you know? So uh it was definitely I wouldn't say that I never thought that like oh it was like a scam. Like I'm not improving or anything like from this. It was more so like I knew that you provided us what with like the information that we needed to get the internship, and it was our job to like execute on that and like put in the work to be able to actually do that, because obviously you can't do it for us. So I will say like I never thought it was like a scam or like the information I was getting was not worth it and stuff like that. It was definitely worth it. I learned a lot. Like the process was good. It was good. I mean, I could tell like through the weekly calls that we had, like you're like an authentic guy. Like you know what you're talking about. So I like the process. I liked it.
Awesome.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds great. Kind of going to when you did the program, we already talked about resume and LinkedIn. It seems like you felt like that was helpful. Kind of tell me a bit more about the mock interviews. I know like mock interviews are a big aspect of the program. Obviously, we need to take care of people's resume, we need to fix their LinkedIn, but also I need to make sure that people's interview skills are pretty good as well. So tell me a bit about how you felt about those mock interviews, and did you feel like they were helpful when it comes to actually getting that offer?
So I didn't do a mock interview with you.
Really?
No.
I thought we did behaviorals at least, right?
We were supposed to schedule one, and I think I was so busy with school. I just like I never scheduled one. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I never
Wow.
did a mock interview with you, but I like watched your interview videos.
Oh,
And
okay.
and so basically I took like those behavioral questions that you had, and I think you had like a worksheet with like all of the
Hmm.
like known um behavioral questions, and I just took those questions and I just answered them in any way possible. Like, because I wasn't coming from like a lot of experience. So like a lot of those behavioral questions were it was kind of hard to you know, I didn't want to make up some like random experience. Like I want to be able to speak about it. So I think I just kind of just like found some whatever experience that I had, and I don't want to say like sugarcoated it, but like just made it sound like it was like really, really legit, like more than it really was kind of. But I guess, just like fake it till you make it really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm surprised, honestly. I feel like I remember doing behaviorals, but I guess the video was enough to help you get that offer. Kind of
No,
going
yeah,
to, yeah, absolutely. Kind of going into your interview process. So tell me about the interviews you actually got. I know I mean, obviously, I think I worked mainly with you on the resume, LinkedIn application stuff. Then you were able to use the interview stuff in the program to pass it eventually as well. But tell me a bit
yeah.
about what interviews did you get throughout the program? How did you feel about them? And eventually, what offer did you end up getting?
I got a bunch of OAs. I mean, but I think that's what a lot of people get. I got a lot of like, see, here's the thing. So I was like, every week I was contacting a bunch of people, like you said, getting referrals, getting recruiter emails. I had one of them was a company called Humana. It's like a health company. This was before M&T, and this was like closer to like the beginning of the year, or like September. The recruiter, after like the first day I emailed her, she wanted to get on a call with me, and or actually Carmax. I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember. Carmax. I got the referral from a dude named TJ, and he was really cool. Like he actually worked there. And I remember hitting him up, and like he like straight away was like, "Oh yeah, like I could just give you a referral if you want." Like I didn't even ask for it. So and I asked him like a bunch of questions. He was really helpful. And then it was like a phone call. I wouldn't really call it an interview. She asked me literally one behavioral question, and I answered it well. And I remember telling you that I thought it went so well. Like I feel like I should get like move on. And then you were like, "Oh, like never expect that." And then I remember getting like an email like that weekend that I wasn't moving on. And yeah. And then it was Humana. She I had the behavioral interview with her, and I moved on to they sent me like a uh they have like a platform where you have to record yourself answering the behavioral questions. So I did that one, and it took them like really, really long to like this is from September to like I think 2 weeks ago. They let me know that they weren't moving on with me. Um and I was constantly emailing her, and she would just get back to me saying like, "Oh, we're still working on it," and stuff like that. And then I got the M&T. And so M&T, this was like in November. They called me, and this is no referral or anything. This is actually no referral or like recruiter email. I just had information from past interns. So I had the behavior interview with the recruiter, and she asked me like I want to say three or four behavioral questions, and I answered them well. Like I actually answered them like really good. And I asked her questions after like the questions that you mentioned inside your module video for the behavior interviews. And after that, 2 weeks later, I got a text message that they wanted me to interview with one of the hiring managers. And so that's what I did about like a month and a half ago. And that one, I prepared so much for that. Like I had two separate docs with behavioral questions and technical questions. And I asked the past interns like what type of technical questions. And this is where it was interesting because if I didn't talk to the past interns, I would have not known that this technical interview is not live coding. They didn't give me a leak code like questions. It was just they would just ask you like technical questions, like what's an array, what's the difference between an array and a linked list, stuff like that. And that's what they told me. And I honestly, if I didn't know that, I probably would have just practiced like leak code the whole time and not like touched up on my like 101 and 102 like knowledge. And so I got that information from them. And I also like searched up on Glassdoor. They have like a section for like certain interviews for companies, and one of them was the technology internship, and I went got those questions and practiced those. And I also saw on Reddit that there was like a chat log of a bunch of people posting like the questions that they got from that specific interview, and I also practiced those questions. And two of the questions that I got from the technical interview with the hiring manager was ones that I found out from like my research, which was really helpful. Um, I think I wasn't able to answer one question, which was the um, like explain what depth first search is. I like completely forgot those from algorithms, but that was the only question that I didn't answer. Um, oh yeah, and this one was a behavioral slash technical, so he still asked behavioral questions. I did fine with those. All in all, like I got along really well with him. He seemed to really like me. He said he saw a lot in him. He saw a lot in me that's like similar to him. And at the end of the interview, he literally said like, "Oh, I would expect you to like." He said, "Oh, what did you say? You should get your bags ready to head to Buffalo now." And I was like, "Oh, like yeah, like that really like it made me happy." So I was kind of expecting it, but also I was like, "Oh, still anything can happen." And then after that, I started like was still applying to interviews and jobs. I didn't get any for like a whole month. And then 2 weeks ago, I got a call from the recruiter, and she just asked me like what did you think about the interview and your recruiter that who was interviewing you? And I was like, yeah, I think it went really well. The questions weren't too hard. We got along really well. And she said, yeah, he said the same thing, and the rest of the team thinks that you would be a good fit. So I'd like to give you the offer right now. I was like, oh no way. Like I was not expecting it. It was out of nowhere.
Mhm. Wow, that's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
that's great, man. Honestly, what I'm
yeah.
hearing here is like that kind of even reinforces the importance of doing the strategies we talked about, which is talking to past interns who have gotten the internship or did the
Mhm,
interview, asking them
mhm.
what kind of questions were asked, what was the interview like, so you can
Yeah.
adapt your practice. Because, like you said, you would just assume, hey, it's going to be a leak code problem, but it wasn't at
Yeah.
all. And you were
Mhm.
able to practice the right stuff on there. So
Yeah,
that's great.
exactly.
One question here is you said it's in Buffalo. Could you kind of tell me more about the role? So it's in Buffalo. What's the pay? Are you relocating? What's the process there?
Yeah, so they have a deal with a college near there. It's in downtown Buffalo, and I forgot the name of the college, but they basically that college allows like the interns to live there. And so I will be relocating there for the summer. And then it's like a 10-minute ride on the train to the office. So it'll be cool. And the pay is 23.75 an hour, and then 38 an hour if I work overtime.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. Honestly, like that's amazing. And
Yeah.
hopefully like this turns into a return offer as well. And then you just have a full-time software engineering job.
No, yeah, for sure. That's the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess final couple questions here. I think one thing I just realized as well is we really worked on referrals with you. So I wanted to ask, how was the referral system? Did you feel like it was helpful to be able to get referrals by messaging people? How did you feel about the hiring manager system? Did you feel like that system was worthwhile overall?
Yeah, I'd say it was. As far as like the referrals and getting the referrals, was a lot easier than I thought. I thought like I just assumed people were just like, oh, like get this dude, like leave me alone, like you just want a referral and stuff like that. But they were most of the time like they were honestly just like really happy to help. And it's I wouldn't say like I feel like I don't want to like say like the field is so saturated and stuff like that, but I will say that the referrals didn't always help me get the interviews. Like I got a referral for Dick's Sporting Goods and I applied and I never heard a thing. I think there was another one. So it's obviously like that doesn't mean not go and get the referral because it still helps. I mean, I didn't get a referral for M&T. I was literally basically like a cold apply, and I just they happened to interview me, and I got the internship. But um, I would say like it definitely helps a little, and I think you going and like putting yourself out there and trying to get the referral, asking like it. I think it helps you like build character and grow and boost your communication skills. So there's no harm in it. It could still help you either way. So yeah, I think overall it was a good system.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think something we talk about in the program is that this is all probabilistic, right? Like your
Yeah,
referral might make it a little bit more likely, but you could also just get lucky with some random company and just cold apply
yeah,
and then end up passing the interviews anyway. So
yeah,
it's kind of about just stacking the deck in your favor so that you have CarMax, you have Humana, you have M&T, you have all these things working for you at once. And then eventually something does work out, which is what we've seen time and time again. I guess
mhm.
final question here, Yasser, is what would you say to someone who's on the fence about the accelerator? Maybe they're in the same position as you. They, are going to their second or third year. They're trying for an internship, but they're not sure if this is the right fit. What would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining? And would you say the program is worth it overall?
The program is 100% worth it. That's for sure. And for somebody who was in my position, I would 100% advise them to join. I mean, like we talked about this like just like forget about the money, like it's if you do get the internship, you'll make that money back easily. And so and that's something that we talked about when I was deciding whether or not I wanted to join the accelerator. And I think ultimately that's like the big deciding factor for everybody because obviously like money is some people don't money's tight for some people and I think that's literally the deciding factor. That's literally it. So for somebody who's in my shoes, I would 100% say do it. You'll gain so much more information that you thought. Like I would have never thought to go on LinkedIn and try to get referrals and message past interns. I would have never thought that. I thought my resume was good. I thought my LinkedIn was really basic. I didn't really like I didn't think it was something that I needed um for like where I was in my career. Like I thought it was like, oh, maybe when I get older and like have a job, then I'll build like the resume and stuff. Like I mean the LinkedIn and stuff like that. So yeah, like the amount of information that I gained from this program, it's like it's priceless. Like you can probably charge more for this program, honestly. Yeah, like
Honestly, yeah.
realistically, because I mean, if we're looking at it in a point of view where like the return that they'll get on their investment, it's like it's life changing, like because that one internship that they get is literally life changing. Like I hope that when after this internship and after I do it, it'll be like tons and tons more easier to just get an interview. Um, I think yeah, like I said, like it's priceless. The information that you get as long as you like act on it. Like what I would tell them is that like obviously he's gonna give you all this information, but he can't do it for you. So you're gonna have all this information. You're gonna be told exactly what you need to do, but you gotta do it. You gotta put in the work. And I mean, I was taking 17 credits this semester. Like I was like my time was I had time for nothing and applying for roles and going like trying to get the referrals, messaging past interns, like that takes time, bro. I would take like an hour or two a day just to do strictly that. And then I got to study, do a bunch of homework. Like I was really like grinding. And when I got the internship, like when I tell you, like I felt like 100 pounds, like 1,000 pounds just lifted from my chest, bro. Like it was like I was like, oh my God, like that just saves me a lot more time. Like I honestly did not expect it to get it this early in like the season. I thought I was gonna be one of those who like luckily gets one right before like the summer or something like that. But thankfully I did. Like I got it right before finals, so I was able to just like put it to the side and just grind out finals and pass my classes and stuff. So yeah, honestly, like overall, I would tell them like this is like you will not regret it 100% if you join this program for sure.
Awesome. Thank you for the
Yeah,
kind words. That means a lot coming from you, someone who's like done the program, had the experience, gotten the offer. And
not
honestly,
for
I'm super
sure.
proud of you, man. I was even though you'd finished your cohort, I was always thinking about like, oh, how's Yasser doing? And I'm like super glad that you messaged me with that result. So keep in touch, man.
Yeah,
Like if you do continue to apply, like let me know how that goes. But otherwise, dude, best of luck.
yeah,
Great
for
offer and have a
sure.
great happy holidays, man.